Okay, good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or whatever it is. I think it's late morning here on a Sunday. What I wanted to do is I wanted to make one, possibly two videos, depending on how long this takes and how much I talk, which is usually a lot, um, on how to solve systems of equations to supplement the other videos that I have. So, what I thought we'd do is look at basically what's the homework that I use for this and go over a couple of sample problems. So, let's start with the first three problems. I'm going to do two of them, but these will kind of model what you'll see for the first three problems on your assignment. All right, where you're graphically solving this system of equations, where one of them is a linear equation and one is a quadratic equation. All right, so we've got y equals 2x and we've got y equals 2x squared minus 4. Now, when we are looking at how to get started with this, I think the first thing we got to do is just always, I usually take care of the linear equation because it's the easiest one. All right, so the linear equation, um, just think of y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, and then b is, it would be a constant off to the side, which we don't have one in this one, but if we did, it would be where it crosses the y-axis. And when you don't have one, that means it's 0. So I already know, looking at y equals 2x, that my y-intercept is 0 because it would be 2x plus 0. They just don't write it. Okay? So what's great about that is I know that I have a point right at the origin, right? And so I just go right there and hit a point. It doesn't like this, so I'm going to use this. So, oh yeah, I did put a point there. All right, great. And so now for my next point, what I'm going to do, you got two choices, okay? The first choice is you can use the slope. And I know the slope is 2, which means it's up 2 over 1, okay? Think of it as a fraction over 1 if it's a whole number. So I could do that. I could go from this point, I could go up 2 over 1. Or what you could do, if you're not remembering that, is just, guys, you can always just plug a number in. Just plug in any number in for x and see if it works. So let's see. I would look at this and I would say, oh, let's put 6 in. Well, if I put 6 in, 2 times 6 is 12, and this doesn't go up to 12, so let's put something lower in. So let's put in 4. So if I put 4 into 2 times x, that would be 2 times 4, that would give me 8. So I would go to 4 for my x, and then I would go up to 8. And at that point, I have 2 points. And it's just a matter of, going on those points and make your line, and you're good. All right, now the quadratic, and that's obviously more problematic. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk really quick about this. Now the thing is, you need 5 points to plot these with ALEKS, right? They want 5 points, and honestly, I think that's fair because you want it to be accurate, right? So if I'm looking at 2x squared minus 4, I always think it makes the most sense to find your axis of symmetry first, because then you can find one point for sure, and that's your vertex. And all the other points you find, so 2 other points, you can just mirror those on the other side of it. It's the easiest way to do it. It's the least amount of work. Finding the axis of symmetry takes a little bit of math, but it's not hard, and you guys know how to do it now. So remember, the axis of symmetry is negative b over 2a, right? Negative b over 2a. So here's the thing. I have no b in this equation. So if I have no b, that means b is 0. And if b is 0, it doesn't matter what 2a is. It's 0 divided by whatever a is. And guess what? 0 divided by anything is 0. So my axis of symmetry is going to be 0. So to find my vertex, I put that 0 in for x. And if I put 0 in, you get 2 times 0 right here is 0 minus 4. So I get 0, negative 4. So I'm going to go there. And now what's great is I have 1 point, and I know that all I got to do is find 2 points and just mirror them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some easy numbers. I know this thing opens up, and the reason I know it opens up is because it's positive. For your x squared term is positive. So let's put in 2. All right, if I put 2 in, okay, 2 squared is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So that gives me this over here. So I have 8 minus 4, which is 4. So I have the point 24. So, and unintentionally, I found one of our meeting points, which is kind of nice. So now let's put in 1 because it's kind of in between. So 2 times 1 squared is 1. So 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So I have the point 1, negative 2. So I've got 2 points. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror them. So if this is my axis of symmetry right here, and I know that I'm going over 1 and up 2 to get to this one, I'm going to do the same thing over here. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go over 2 away and put it right there. And then let's get our graph. Let's place the vertex. All right, the vertex is placed, and it doesn't like this apparently. So choosing how the curve opens. How do you, oh, there we go. All right, so it looks like it goes right there. Okay, and so now you can see, all right, obviously that I don't work on ALEKS as much as you guys do. There's 2 points where these meet, right here and right here. So all we got to do is we're going to have an OR because we have 2 points. So let's take this first one. So this looks like the point -1, -2. All right, so let's put that in, -1, -2. And then over here, the other point where it looks like it intersects is the point 2, 4. So 2, 4. And remember, that's the solution, is where these things meet each other. So let's click check. Hey, look at that. All right, let's look at one more. Let's look at number 2. And then we'll stop and do the other one. All right, so same deal. All right, the quadratic's listed first in this one, but that doesn't make a difference. This one, it looks like we have a negative slope on our linear, so instead of going this way, it's going to be going this way. And right away, I can see I have a y-intercept of 1 on this. So remember, mx plus b, and b is your y-intercept. So I'm going to go to the point 0, 1. Y-intercept, in case you don't remember, is where does it intersect with the y-axis. All right, so I got 1 point, and if you're freaked out by using the slope, which would be down 2 over 1, then just put a point in. So let's put 2 in. So if I put 2 in for x, that's going to be -2 times 2, which is -4, and -4 plus 1. And that's -3. So I have the point 2, -3. So there we go. Place my points, and we have a line. All right, and you can look at it and you should be able to see that, oh yeah, it's got a slope of 2, right, of -2, and it does intersect the y-axis at 1. So it meets all the requirements of this. So now my quadratic, again, like the other one, it looks like it opens upwards, and this one also doesn't have a b term. So if this doesn't have a b term, that's great. That means your axis of symmetry is your y-axis. It's x equals 0, which is your y-axis. So we're going to go with that, all right? And then we're going to find our vertex by putting 0 in, all right? So 2 times 0 is 0 minus 3. So my vertex on this one is 0, -3. So right there. Now let's put in 1, okay? Let's just make this easy. Let's put the point 1 in. So 2 times 1 squared. 1 squared is 1. So 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 minus 3 is -1. So I'm going to go to the point 1, -1. And that, you know, not incidentally, is one of the points where it meets. So let's find a second point. Okay, so let's put in the point 2. Okay, so 2 squared is 4. And 4 times 2 is 8. Now all I got to do is go 8 minus 3, and that's 5. And so I'm going to go to the point 2, 5. I'm going to put it right up there. And now I'm going to mirror these things. So this one, it's up 2 over 1. So I just go over here, go even with it right here, and then go over the equal number of spaces from the axis of symmetry. So I go over 2, and I've found basically both of my points. So let's place this thing, all right? And then let's see, what did I have to do? Yeah, I had to go on it like that. So, and there we go. All right, you can see it. This also meets in 2 spots, all right, which means there are 2 possible solutions. So we're going to use the OR option, and then you just pick the points. So this point is the point -2, 5, all right, because we're in quadrant 2 where your x is negative and your y is positive. And then in this one, we're in quadrant 4 where x is positive and y is negative. And so we have +1, -1. All right, so 1, -1. All right, see how we did. Well, all right. Nice work, guys. Thanks for sticking with me on this. We're gonna bring this to an end here, and we'll come back and look at how to do the ones that are algebraic, and we're going to do those on Cami. Thanks.